Evening in the big city, the bustling metropolis is preoccupied with its own affairs and does not notice the eerie scene that takes place in a dusk-filled suburban dump. A threatening-looking man with a shotgun in his hands approaches an unnamed red-haired girl. The lady is stumped and tries her hands in the air in terror, but the intruder can be stopped. He already pointing the weapon at her and bringing his finger close to the trigger. There seems to be an escape, but fortunately our hero is on the spot, and he is not the kind of guy who leaves a beautiful stranger in trouble. There is only one problem. He is already dead. So begins Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, a great game with a hard fate in every way. Ghost Trick has been unlikely in many ways, unlikely to find itself in the shadow of Capcom's Suspenseful, but far more popular detective franchise, unlikely to come out on a dying handheld console just months before the release of its successor. It was unlikely to get a disgusting trailer, the creator of which should not allow to be involved in marketing. It seems as if this game is cursed forever to remain a hidden diamond of the industry, occasionally popping up in the author's column and video essay and an object of cult reverence for the initiated, but is no way or worthwhile hit, which is damn well deserves to be. This text is an attempt to shake up the status quo just a little bit. Ghost Trick is a brainchild of Shu Takumi, a Capcom visionary who's always been confirmed within a confines of established genre schemes. His first full-fledged project as a game director, Dino Crisis 2, broke all the rules of the traditional sequel. Slow survival horror about deadly lizards, which many people immediately put in the long list of Resident Evil's clones, turned almost into an arcade shooter with mass shooting of dinosaurs of all colors, a set of combos and points to buy weapons. However, Takumi's real talent was creating experimental games for a Nintendo handhelds. Lawyer Simulator, where have you ever seen that before? What a nonsense. There is no such genre. So could have been said in 2001 by other players and representatives of Capcom's higher echelons. But at least in the case of Ace Attorney, time has put everything in its place. Today is a world-famous franchise which received several screen adaptations and inactively released in modern consoles. The detective puzzle about Ghost Trick, a ghost solving the mystery of his death, as it was already mentioned, was less likely. This idiotic decision to release the game on an almost dead console provided it with ridiculous sales of a few tens of thousands of copies and a place in the list of the main financial failures of the year. It's even surprising that after all these years Capcom suddenly managed to release a remaster for new platforms, but it's now without its wormhole. It's impossible to buy it without tambourine dancing, just like a new Capcom releases. So stock up your popcorn and get ready to sarcasm in the comments. Now I will try to sell you a literally unstable game. I have a small bag of arguments for this case. Argument 1. Ghost Trick is one of the best stories in video games, and it's visually unparalleled. If you pay attention to all sorts of lists of coolest stories in video game history, there are three types of game most often found here. There is a text-centered non-linear RPGs, is Baldur's Gate, Fallout, Disco Elysium, KOTOR, or ancient point-and-click adventure games, Grim Fandango, Broken Sword, I Have No Mouth, and I Must Scream. Or modern cinematic graphic games attraction with plenty of customers, cool staging and editing. Then there's JRPGs. Ghost Trick doesn't fall into any of these categories neither, by genre nor by approach to narrative. Perhaps something stylistic similar could be seen only in the same Ace Attorney, but it was much more included in the visual novel genre. Here we see something strange, a narrative puzzle directive. The author's radicalism manifests itself in the beginning. The protagonist dies not just in the first scene, but off screen, before the game starts. All that remains of him is a dissembled spirit, which according to the laws of the local ghostly world will disappear forever with the first rays of the sun. He retains consciousness, but not memory. The hero has no idea of who he killed him and why. To uncover these secrets, he has only until dawn, so she count is literally seconds. The motive is inexorably running time constantly reminds of itself. Even the soundtrack seems to drive into her forward. Ghost Trick is an unstoppable race through the night city against the second hand, which most of them resembles the place of the narrative sharp trailers. The player's goals are clear from the start, and thanks to the vivid and witty characterization, it is easy to empathize with a protagonist. Reading his inner monologues and mental schemers with other characters who can see or hear him is a pleasure. At the same time, the game does not fall into visual novel and does not overload with unnecessary text, remaining surprisingly concise. Further, better. Literally every one of dozens of faces met by the player on the way, including third-rate extras. It is at least something memorable. A downgraded flamethrower terrorist obsessed with eating chicken and rice, a politician consumed by self-loathing, abandoning by his family, a flighty alcoholic neighbor who is fright erotic fantics at night. The images are not particularly deep, but extremely vivid and lively, with their own stories and motivation. Are you expecting the rich-hate hottie you rescue to become your partner? Hell no, she has a personal vendetta, for the sake of which she's ready to do anything. Each hero also communicates in his own characteristic language, with his trademark quips and quips. Ghost Trick is not only a thriller, but also a comedy, and to meet such a quantity of quality humor completely distributed over the timeline in games is to offer. But the key role in surviving the character is played by body language and outstanding bystanders of the 2D game, staging with the colorful animation. They looked amazing even on the tiny DS, and in the remaster with the tightening frame rate, they are a joy to watch. Ghost Trick is a case when the animator of descending the stairs alone characters, the characters better than lively dialogues from many other games. A couple of moments make it clear at once. This is one of narcissistic chatty fop, this is one is floating in the clouds dodger, and this one, the third one, is obviously better not to get in the way of the Dark Knight. At first it seems that have to meet some characters only by will of fate. They also are disparate, but eventually each person, drama or comedy, becomes a threat in the overall tangle of secret conspiracies, government secrets and other worthy wonders. Ghost Trick is a filler-free game. All the Chekhov guns are firing, each piece proving to be a piece of grand puzzle. Shu Takumi brilliantly maintains the suspense, completely arranged shocking twists and turns and jaw-dropping revelation that there is no point in recounting. It's better to see for yourself. And the stakes are constantly growing, involving all new fates in a single plot. Passing Ghost Trick is the skill of watching some top series. It's incredibly hard to get away from it without seeing how everything ends. In short, the remaster can rightfully be considered the ultimate and most accessible version of the game. As it was already mentioned, because of Capcom's policy, domestic gamers will not be able to buy the game officially, but let's be honest, everyone who needs it already know all kinds of workarounds. I understand this complicated and the benefit is obvious, some port of a known Japanese game from a portable from 10 years ago, and if it is a point you want to write something live who need it all, at least you don't say that you weren't warned. Those who still have played Ghost Trick and complain about the lack of original of deep games live in cursed word that they themselves created. Thank you for watching.